welcome back to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online on Spreaker across America, around the world, wherever you may be. How you doing, everyone? I'm Gary J. Russen. I hope you're enjoying the program today here on our Gary Russen program. Sometimes I'm not always ready. Sometimes I'm not always ready for bumper music. It's if I find it, if I'm looking for it, but if I'm not and I'm busy with something else, we're going to go on cold sometimes like that. Just that simple. But anyway, we're back on the air, and we've got some really neat stuff to talk about, so let's get started on the Gary Russen program. If you'd like to be part of the show, hey, love to hear from you. We're going to do a scroll through social media coming up, so that you have a chance to talk with me live on the radio. We're going to do that, and we get a chance to, talk a little bit on the radio. You can do that. I've got my cell here, and I need to open up my Skype. I haven't done that yet, so I'm going to kind of have some fun here while I do that. I'm going to sign in Skype. Usually, they make me sign into my Facebook account. Okay, so that's usually what I do. Okay. Not that I ever get calls on this thing, but I don't even know if they call me on this thing, but well, why don't we just do that? Kind of get started here on this and open up Skype. And success. Sometimes you hear that comes in. Every once in a while I don't hear it. I'm going to see if I can, maybe the sound's off or something. I don't know. But anyway, normally that's what it does. It'll come in, and there it is. Skype is there, and I'm going to put myself online, and there we are. I'm on Skype, and when you call me on Skype, you can be on the radio with me right here on GJRB Online, the Gary Russen program, or other places. So hey, like I said, you want to join me on the show and be part of the fun. Why am I not hearing that now? Okay. Usually, see, if you hear it twice, like if you hear that opening twice, this here twice again, it's more likely because I'm not hearing it, and more than likely because it's not up on the board to go over the FM frequency. If I don't have it coming over the FM frequency, I'm not going to hear it in my headphones. Anyway, that's how you do it. The Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online, if you'd like to be part of the show and get in on it. It's area code 563-613-4260. That's my cell line. Or Skype, Gary.Russen. Or you can talk to me in my chat room. You're on Spreaker, either on my Spreaker. If I'm not, I might be either on either Spreaker console. It might be this one, or it might be my web-based console. And you can get me on either one of them, whatever's up at the particular time. And I broadcast continuously. I try to, and you can be part of the show and be in here on the stuff. So we're going to do that, and we're going to begin with a scroll through social media. Okay, let's do this again. Need to bring it up on the board. Here we go.
Now, scroll through social media.
And that means that when we do that, I go down and I look at Facebook, I look at Twitter, I look at Google Plus, I look to see what people are posting, and if I find it interesting, I'll read it on the air. I'm just kind of going through the pages a little bit. I usually go through news wires more than I do any family postings. I just pass that. It's usually news wires or anything interesting posted by friends that might be newsworthy. I usually go in and I usually kind of find it, kind of look for it, and put it up there. It's just the family. It's usually personal things, so that's why I don't agree with putting anything up there on the air, personal things. But if it's newsworthy and it's national and all that, I will post it. And I'll talk about it. If it's a posting that I find interesting to read on the air, and it has some interesting postings like remarks, comments, I'll kind of put it in there for you and see how it rides, So just to let you know about that, that's what we do here on the Gary Russen program. Okay, I want to click out that a minute. Okay, I wanted to go into the wrong. I was going into the wrong one. That's not what I wanted. So I'm going to do something different today. It's free. This is like a freestyle Friday, okay? Because we're headed to the holidays, and I'm not really being tight about my program for a while. Because basically, like I said, we moved the show to 3 o'clock. I've got some new things to consider when I moved it up an hour. And as a result, I'm kind of I'm just riding the car, so to speak. This is the car, I'm riding it, I'm driving it, and I'm deciding what to do different than I did on the 2 o'clock show. So what I'm doing right now is basically saying, here's what's going on here. I'm going to, I sometimes will, use my studio mixer, and do 2-2 on that, and then I'll go off the log a little bit, and just have fun with it. No particular order. As a matter of fact, I do that. I write this log. This was just a rundown. It's just off my title page. And that's what it is. It's just a rundown of all the parts of the show. Okay, now I have all this down for a tight show. But now that I moved it up an hour, I'm looking at the times on it, and I know where I can need to shift. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is basically going freestyle. I don't need this log anymore, but it's notes that I'll use for a future show. This is just my title page rundown, and I don't have to follow it to a T, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll just kind of like go off the beaten track. And this, like I said before, today we're doing freestyle for a while. And then when we get into the new season of programming, we're going to start going into a more tighter show. As you remember straight, Tuesday Gary Russen programs. We're going to be doing Mondays again as soon as my cardiac rehab is over. And when my cardiac rehab is over, I'm going to be back on Mondays. So we're going to do some Monday Gary Russen programs or some Tuesday Gary Russen programs. Those programs are tight shows. Now, shows from Wednesday to Friday are freestyle. Semi-freestyle on Friday, that means we do a little bit of the program. This is kind of semi-freestyle. This is kind of like a Wednesday show. Okay? Normally this would be a tight show, but like I said before, sometimes in the last minute I'll decide to make it freestyle. I think on my feet. It's part of broadcasting, actually. You don't always follow the same log all the time. You don't always follow the same procedure all the time. It gets boring after a while. So to make it kind of exciting, I decide to kind of go off the beaten track a little bit. So basically just making notes, trying different things, getting new ideas for stuff. So that's what I'm doing here. And just, doing that. And it's just a fun way of doing things here on the Gary Russen program. So sometimes I do things when I'm talking, and sometimes I get distracted, but I'm finding the way to do this. Now, at 4 o'clock, I'm going to take a program break. Now, usually I would go on over a long, extended period of time on shows, but now I am going to do freestyle. I am going to be taking a break, the 4 o'clock news break at 4 o'clock, and then we're going to come back after 4 o'clock, and we're going to do non-stop talk. We'll take a break at 4:30, and then we're going to do non-stop talk from 4:30 to 6 o'clock, an hour and a half. We're just going to open it up, see who's out there, and see who may be listening to the program. And then we're going to trap you. So if you're listening to the program and you go out, you're lucky, because I keep an eye on my Spreaker public site. And if I see a 1 on there that I didn't create, more than likely, and I see that 1, and I see you, yeah, that's right, I see, and then what I'll do is I will leave you a message through my chat room. See if you're interested in, like, I guess it's kind of like the police doing that lasso thing to stop. Only this thing is I'm just in hot pursuit of listeners, so I might once in a while like have some fun and grab you, and bring you in and get you to listen to the program and follow, just doing that. And if I catch you out there, I'll pull you in. See what I mean? Now, I have no numbers so far. In the past 3 parts, no numbers whatsoever. I'm live, but I'm not getting any numbers. 0, 0 on part 1, 1-2, and now 0. So I'm looking at seeing what happens in the next hour. And if I get listeners in the next hour, fantabulous. And if I find you, I'll grab you and haul you in. Yeah. I'll haul you in for some great talk with the Gary Russen program. So stay right here. We're just going to have a blast doing this show today. The Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. And we're going to do some scrolling through social media and stuff. So hang in there. And we're going to talk a little bit along the line too, and see if you're out there, and join the conversation. Okay, so we're going to go ahead now, and we'll get about 2 minutes 34 seconds in this segment, but we're going to keep on going because I can do that. And we'll just kind of, I just kind of pause talking for a while. So a lot of people who may be listening to us on the FM, if I stop talking, you didn't lose me, or your signal didn't lose me, or I didn't go off the air. What happens is I stop talking for a period of 3 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds. That gives me a chance for my Spreaker board to reboot, to go up for another 15 minutes or so, and then I talk again. So I might not talk for like about 2 seconds, or I might not hear a promo for like about 3 seconds. That just means that we're just flipping consoles. That's all that means. It just means that we're flipping consoles, and that means that I'll be back on the air here in just like about a few seconds, and just to be aware of that. Okay. Just flipping consoles, and that's what I'm doing there. Okay, a lot of things are changing too on this program, and I'm going to mention that here in a couple of minutes. One of them is for local people listening, Rewind with Brandon Brooks and Osgo files are heard between 4 and 5 o'clock, and another weather report locally after 4, and stuff like that. So just to let you know about that. And the last hour, we just go non-stop here on the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online on Spreaker. Glad you could be more with me today, and hope you stay with me. I have a lot of stuff to talk about, so we're going to get it rolling here. 48 minutes of just like having a crazy BS time, just rolling through this thing and getting it started, and seeing who's out there. That's what we're doing. We're finding my listeners. I know they're out there. It's called a search for listeners at this point. So give me a chance to run through and see who's out there in the radio land today. So we're going to do that and see who's out there, and go manual local and see what's going on. So hey, that's what we're doing today. The Gary Russen program on GJRB.